listen. For an agent, it seems I don't know how. With the past and the future now surrounding me, surrender to whatever truth really can be found. There's been a little trouble since you came to my rescue. And if you're like all of the rest, I would have quit you long ago, but I couldn't do that. Oh, tell me now, women and wine never went too well. Make a man crazy, make him cold as hell. I'm a woman that you wish me well, but in spite of your try, still gonna have to find my own way through. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Thank you, Robert Rossi. Amazing as always. Thank you so much. Very generous of you. Every time I see you now, get that look in my eye. Every time I see your mouth, I hear that smile. In the early misty morning light, I heard the engine turning in the old Ford outside. You done? Well, you were leaving me again today. You will convince me again today that you're leaving this hot town looking for someone else's golden ring. Should have said so long, my champion. Hush now, don't you cry. So long, my champion. Don't cry for me. Good evening, good people. Good evening, good people of the AI Learning Lab. What's happening? What is happening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Got on the Cassius Clay Basquiat shirt tonight. People like to know about my t-shirts. It's like I just need dark ones so you can read the text. So that's what's going on with the shirts. I mean, they're swell. I saw an interesting thing today. Matt Wolf, who's a YouTuber that does AI news and stuff like that, he posted a tweet today that echoed what I've been sensing and feeling, which is not much has happened in January with AI. He's like, is it me or has it been like a slow news month? And I'm like, yeah, it's been a slow news month. I responded to him. I think this is the lull before the storm. The quiet before the storm. It's coming, people. It's coming. Good evening, Clint Copperhead, calling everyone to action. Emilio's wife here and on time. Robert Rossi. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the rose, Mr. IT. Good to see you, sir. Do. Dark shirts really help. Very nice. Fantastic, Bob. All right. Everyone else raring to go. Kyle, could you please give another rundown about the changes in the AI Salon? Yeah, absolutely. So, so first of all, okay, so welcome. Let me get into that. I'll talk about that, and then I'll sort of talk about what's going on, why, and all that sort of stuff. But before I do that, my name is Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. If you're new here, if you have questions about AI, pop them in the comments below. I'm also going to talk about a group called the AI Salon, which this channel is an extension of. And we made a slight change. It's actually not that big a deal, I don't think, but we'll see. If it ends up not being great, then we'll undo it. We'll fix it or whatever it does. We'll figure it out. Oh, listen. Here's the this channel. This channel is ready, fire, aim. It's always been ready, fire, aim. It's always going to be ready, fire, aim. That's my MO. I'd rather get shit done and have it be wrong than do it. But I'm actually excited about the change. So I don't think there's anything wrong here. But change is change, and people find change challenging. Change is challenging. Change is challenging. It is. So what we do here is we talk about AI stuff, and if you have questions about AI, pop them in the comments below. We've got mods in here that will pull the best things up, and as I'm talking about stuff, they'll sort of figure out when I'm done running down a rabbit hole showing someone something, and then they'll pop a question up there. So if I don't get to your question right away, hopefully I'll get to it, and if not, just keep coming back. And that's part of the deal of this channel is there's a lot of people that show up here regularly, night after night, and they're actually called the Irregulars. And so here's kind of what's going on. So we've got this site called the AI Salon, the salon.ai right there. Well, actually, that's not a site. That's just a link tree. But let's go to that link tree and show you what I'm talking about. So if you go to the salon.ai, Joker, I resemble that remark. If you go to the salon.ai, it's going to take you to this link tree. The first link here is to the AI Salon community. So it's a web-based community. And you can think of the site kind of like a cross between Discord and Facebook. It's like a private community site. So you come here, you hang out. So Sieb Savage or Slab Savage just said, yeah, this place is pretty cool. I lost my dual camera. Dang it. Come on, TikTok. Stop sucking. All right. So when you come to the AI Salon, the first place I want you to go is to the Welcome to the Salon section. And this talks about who we are and what we do. So we are now, let me show you, this community has been growing. We are now 19 people away from, 19? No. 29 people away from 1,000 members. So the site, the community is growing. And so part of the change I'm making with the Irregulars channel is just to deal with that change. This channel, this live is growing. So these lives for the longest time had anywhere between, I don't know, 15 and 20 and maybe 50 or 60 people. And lately we've been running more like, 100, 125, 190. So this is growing. Similarly, the AI Salon is growing. So a change that I made is when you come to the AI Salon, first check out, what we're about, what our values are about. And then there's a community section here. And in the community section, there's an introduce yourself section. There's a water cooler, and there's a show and tell. And so the show and tell, when this community was just getting off the ground, so this web-based community is only about 2.5 or 3 months old. and we've already got 1,000 people in it. When we first started, there wasn't a lot of activity here. So I was driving people from the lives to this more public show and tell channel in the community site. The change that I'm making is there's down in clubs, there's an Irregulars channel. So the people that come here regularly are called the Irregulars. And that group's been growing and growing and growing. So what we're going to do, so what I've done is I've made the Irregulars channel an open channel now, and I'm defaulting it to posting. So as you're posting things tonight, rather than if you're posting things that are AI Learning Lab related, or images like that, post them to the Irregulars channel, because a lot of the stuff that we post has kind of inside jokes in it, or it's a lot of stuff about me and Champy or the AI Learning Lab Zoo or things like that, where people in the general population don't necessarily know what we're up to. And my fear is that can get a little intimidating. It was kind of overrunning some of the activity that was going on in show and tell. So if you still want to put stuff in show and tell, keep putting stuff in show and tell. But for tonight, for these lives, share everything you're sharing for these lives in the Irregulars channel. And then that way we can have our inside jokes and have this community be the community. If you don't come to these lives regularly, it won't matter to you anyway. If you do, you'll know what all the inside jokes are. So the whole idea is just to rather than kind of split the focus of this community, just drive everyone to the same place. So and then what I would encourage you to do, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about with the Irregulars, then please just check out the AI Salon. And in the community section, the water coolers where you can have conversations, show and tells where you can show stuff off. There's a news channel. One of the channels that I think is really important in the community section is called AI Tools and Resources, and it's got both community listed tools. So anyone in the community that thinks they've got a tool that is worth everyone else looking at, thank you for that change. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. And then there's also the Salon tool recommendations. So this is a list that I personally curate. These are tools that I think are worth you exploring. Starting with ChatGPT. Yes, you should start with ChatGPT. That makes more sense now that you spoke it all out. Thanks, Danielle. Yeah, listen, it's change is weird, and it's a fine line. Here's the good news and the bad news. The good news is this community is growing, which is also the bad news, just because by its nature it's going to change. And so I feel like the salon itself has kind of hit a critical mass, that it can kind of support its own activity, and we don't need to drive as much traffic to the general part of the site. And then also the Irregulars has kind of hit a bit of a critical mass too, where we can have a bigger community. So we can figure out if there's things we need to adjust to it, but we'll try this for a week or two and see how it goes. So I think it's going to be okay, but we'll see. Anyway, so all right, so that's the change. The other thing about the AI Salon is there are guilds, and the guilds are awesome. So Peter Kaminsky's got an AI 101 guild. Leah's got an art guild. Jane's got a writer's guild. Ken and Brad do business. Pate and Roger Scott do AI mechanics, if you want to geek out on stuff. There's a healthcare guild, a video guild, an education guild. Mr. K here on TikTok is the co-host of the co-guild master of the education guild. So if you're passionate about AI and education, which you should be, you should go support that guild. The education guild is our newest guild, so they're the baby in the bunch. But I got to tell you, the guilds. Another thing that's happening, we talked about this in the salon meeting on Tuesday, is the guilds are really starting to hit their stride. They're really starting to get participation and things like that. For a while, when we started the guilds, 2 or 3 people would show up to a guild meeting, and it wasn't quite clear, are these guilds worth it? Are they good? And all of a sudden, they're starting to do what we hoped they would do, which is become sub-communities within the larger salon. And the AI Irregulars channel is also one of those, right? So there's clubs down here. Some of the clubs are private, but the Irregulars club, we just opened that up. But the idea is that we can have our own sub-community and have our own stuff going on, and that's what those guilds are. And so that's the salon. So you should go check that out. And then look, see? Beautiful. Change. That's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm gonna like that. That's very cool. That's nice. This is heavy. My first post. Wow. Nice. Good post, Godfrey. ChatGPT insights. All right, cool. Groovy. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Oh man. All right. Champy had to sing it. He is passed out. He's done. I think singing makes him tired. We got to get his stamina built up. Although I got to say, since I've been having Champy sing here, his stamina's getting better. He can last about 3/4 of a song now. He can't quite get the whole way through a song without rapping, but you know. Oh lordy. All right, so who wants to talk about what? What do we want to talk about with this AI stuff? Because even though there's not a ton of major announcements that have happened, there is still a lot of change and a lot of improvements, and it's increasingly hard to keep up with this stuff. OpenAI posted on LinkedIn today they are hiring for a preparedness team. Huh. I wonder if that's in their blog. Probably is. Let's go look. OpenAI.com, right? /blog. I think that's right. New embedding models, democratic inputs to AI grant program. How OpenAI is approaching elections. No, there's no blog post about it. Huh. What's that super alignment? Oh, super alignment fast grants. That was from December. Nothing new. Nothing new from the ChatGPT. So post to irregulars or post to show and tell. Sorry, Source Camp. Post to irregulars. So if you're here, if you're an irregular, or if you're if you're just someone hanging out and you want to post stuff and you've joined the AI Salon, post anything sort of related to this channel in the irregulars. And then that way we have our own space and it's not sort of interchanged with other people doing other stuff. What is Google dead for search now given Copilot? Well, I don't think so. I don't think it's dead given Copilot. I think Google search in a lot of ways is dead just given large language models. Like, especially now that you've got large language models that are connected to the internet, like Copilot and like ChatGPT and like Bard. Why would you use a service that's business model is get you to click on as many things as possible before finding your answer when you just have a tool that gives you the answer? Like it's just at a fundamental level, like prior to ChatGPT, Google made perfect sense, right? Because the internet's so huge, this company went out and they indexed all of the internet. And if you want to find stuff, then you type it in this thing and just bling, there's your answer. They've got all of the internet there. The challenge has become in the past 7 years, because they effectively had a monopoly, they told everyone, if you want your site to rank on Google, here's the algorithm. You got to match the algorithm. All these agencies popped up. And so for the past decade, people have been SEO injecting code into their sites, and they've been building faker sites and lead funnel sites and all this sort of stuff. So even the organic search results in Google are useless because 3/4 of them are sales funnel sites for other shit. But none of that was, it was not patently obvious how bad it was until you had something like ChatGPT where you're just like, could I have an answer, please? And it's like, sure, here's your answer. I have this problem with my code. Like if you had a problem, if you were trying to debug some code, right? You would go to, your engineering sites and this and that, and if you couldn't find them there, you couldn't find it on Reddit, you'd just go to Google and you'd type in some chunks of code and say, help me find this, and then you're sifting through needles in a haystack to try to find someone else that had that problem. And now you just go, could you just fix this code? Fixes it. So I think that's what's going to kill Google. Google's not dead. Google's going to be around for a while, but many people that I know rarely use Google anymore, and it makes sense to me. What was I going to do? I'm irregularly irregular. That's great. All right, fantastic. Google good for short answers. Pi and Copilot long-winded. Pi's definitely long-winded. Can you go over the @ command in ChatGPT Plus? Yes. Okay. You know what's funny about this? All these additions to ChatGPT, especially for a channel like this, where we've now got, there's a lot of people in here who are probably, at this point, better at this shit than I am. And then we've got people in here who are like, just stumbled in, like, I guess I should learn something about AI. So in order to show the more advanced stuff in ChatGPT, I kind of feel like I need to do a primer, like, here's what ChatGPT is. Here's what ChatGPT 4 is, or ChatGPT Plus, because people call it ChatGPT 4, but what you subscribe to is ChatGPT Plus. Now there's ChatGPT Teams, and now there's GPTs, and now you can call those GPTs inside a ChatGPT chat. Good Lord! Oh, man. Hang on a sec. What? What? All right, hang on. Boys calling. Ouch. What's up? There's something happening offline. Yeah, so just go. If it starts fucking up the internet really bad, just text me. Yeah, so just go. Fucks it up. I don't care. Well, if it fucks it up, just text me. Oh, okay. All right. All right. The boys got some sort of internet thing. All right. All right. Let's see. Any news on Siri getting an AI upgrade? I don't know. I heard a rumor 3 days ago that Siri was going to get some sort of upgrade. I mean, I think Siri's going to get an upgrade. I wish they would retire Siri personally, but whatever. I think Siri's a piece of dog poop. But we'll see. I don't know what's going on with Siri. Okay, the @ thing. All right, thank you. So, I'm trying to figure out how how to talk about this stuff. So I guess I'll just talk about it because it's just hard to know who's at what stage. Okay. So let me just explain generally what's going on with ChatGPT. So if you're new to ChatGPT, this is ChatGPT. If you're not subscribed to ChatGPT Plus, you'll have ChatGPT 3.5, which is actually really good. And if you go to the AI Salon and you go to under the community section, AI tools and resources, the first little chunk here, all of this information here is all about ChatGPT and what it can do. So a lot of times people ask me, what's the difference between 3.5 and 4? Here it is. ChatGPT is fast. You can use custom instructions with it, which are, you can kind of personalize ChatGPT to have a tone that's more like you, or more like what you want. And then you can also use conversational ChatGPT on their mobile app. So all of that's available. There's a lot you can do with that, but it's kind of limited to that. ChatGPT 4 has much better writing capacity, much better coding, much better document analysis, things like that. It is also connected to the internet. It's got more up-to-date information in its base model, and it's connected to the internet. It's got a thing called Code Interpreter where it can do advanced data analysis. It's got a thing called GPT Vision where it can see pictures. Like you can upload a photograph of a sunset and have it write a poem about it, or upload a picture of a whiteboard and have it, interpret it and take notes for you. It's got DALL-E 3 image generation. And it's got these things called custom GPTs. They just call them GPTs, but they're custom GPTs. Okay, so all of that stuff exists within ChatGPT 4, and it doesn't look any different. This is ChatGPT 4. The only difference is you have this little paperclip icon here where you can upload files. And then GPTs are personalized little versions of ChatGPT. So the very first one I made on this channel live. It was called Sin City Sipper. And basically, here's how you can think of a GPT. A GPT, one metaphor is it's kind of like the App Store, where ChatGPT is kind of like iOS, the iOS operating system, where the operating system can make the phone do lots and lots of things. And then you have these individual apps that do very specific things. That's kind of what GPTs are. ChatGPT is the operating system, and then GPTs are specialized little applications within that. The cool thing about the way you make GPTs is that they're using ChatGPT to help you make them. So you don't have to do any coding. You can literally just say, I want a GPT that does this, and it will build you one. It's really quite remarkable. ChatGPT was good. I'm still using it, but I'm not happy with the results. Are you using ChatGPT 4 or 3.5? Because if you haven't made the upgrade to 4 ChatGPT Plus, then it might be that. If what you're expecting is ChatGPT to never hallucinate or get things wrong, or get math right if you're not using Code Interpreter, you're gonna be disappointed in it for a while. You're using 4, so yeah, I don't quite know what you're doing, and I don't. It'd be curious to know what you're doing and how you're doing it, because there are some use cases with ChatGPT and with all these tools where I feel like these things are absolutely amazing. There are other things where I'm like, these are just horrible pieces of trash right now. This could also be an expectations thing. Here's my experience with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is the best, right? There other ones are getting close, but none of them are there. My expectation right now is that ChatGPT should be able to get me to 80% of what I want quickly. And then what I'm finding is that getting it from like 80% to 85 or 90% is decently easy. Getting it from 90% to 100% is essentially impossible. So the way I've been using ChatGPT is I I first start with a problem, right? I don't just start with ChatGPT and say, what could I do with it? And then try to get it to do that. It's more like, what's a problem I'm trying to solve and how can I solve that? And I try to keep a really open mind about, do I actually need AI for this? And if it's something like ideation and brainstorming and basic blocking and tackling writing, GPT's fucking genius. If you're looking to refine things and get things accurate and repeatable and that sort of things, it falls apart really, really quickly. It won't be for long. So I would say if you're really frustrated, just start playing, fuck around with other tools and come back in 3 months. Kyle, can you extend the black construction paper to the right at your leisure? Yes, I can. Or I can, wait, hang on. Where did I put it? Do I have scissors here? Yes, I do. Hang on. We got source camps needs some visual relief here. We're gonna do that with her. We're breaking into the toolbox of the $20 million video production studio here at the AI Learning Lab. A lot of it's funny. A lot of you are sitting there thinking like, that's not a $20 million studio. Like it looks like a shitty home office. I know. See, one of the reasons you spend a lot of money, it's called authenticity, people. You want things to look authentic. So by making it look like a shitty home office with a laptop on a lovely stand, presented by the Irregulars, by the way, and black construction paper to make things visible. The poll is live. Yeah, so anyway, we'll get back to that. Hang on a sec. Let's see what the poll is. All right, there's a poll up. There's 4 minutes in it. Oh, this is actually a really good one. So the poll, go to the poll. It's in that upper corner there. It's a blue and white thing on an angle. You got 4 minutes left. What's your level of knowledge on ChatGPT? A, never used it. B, I've played with the free version. I've subscribed but need help. I'm an expert. Well, an expert is in quotes. So and he even put a smiley face there. So basically, for D is you use ChatGPT for a lot. Like let's put it this way: you've used 2 or more of the advanced features of GPT-4. Vote for D if you're like that. If you've subscribed but don't really play with it, go with C. And then if you use the version 3.5, go with B. And if you've never used it, go with A. So that'll be really interesting. We got 40 votes so far. You got 3 minutes left. So I'll let you know how that comes back. Okay. So back to the idea of GPT. So these are kind of like the GPT equivalent of iPhone apps, except you do not need to be a developer to build them. You can build them better if you're a developer, but you can with zero coding knowledge. I mean zero. Not even like Zapier level, like you've got to learn programming logic and then you just use their little Lego blocks, but you're still programming with something like Zapier. These GPTs you can make literally by, in fact, this one, Sin City Sipper, I said, it was something like, I want to create a bartending assistant that will determine if you're experienced or not experienced and teach you how to make a drink, and it will take classic drink recipes and give them a Vegas twist. And that was essentially all I said for it to do. And then I refined it a little bit. And so just to show you how this works, I'm a teetotaler. Make me a classy mocktail. So I'm going to click that. For the distinguished teetotaler, I have just the thing, a sophisticated sparkling grapefruit rosemary mocktail. It's a refreshing non-alcoholic drink that boasts complexity and the elegance of a classic cocktail without the spirits. Here's how to mix it up. 1 large grapefruit, 2 tablespoons of honey, some rosemary sprigs, sparkling water, and ice. Beautiful. Refreshing. Sounds lovely. And then what this thing does, so it gives you a drink recipe. And then what it does is it will now make us an image of that drink. Do 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 do. Look at that. Lovely. Lovely. So that's what the other thing that I programmed into this is I did a call to action. So after it gives you a drink recipe, it will tell you that it was created by me, a member of the AI Salon, and that's a link over to the salon, and then a host of the AI Learning Lab, and that's a link to the TikTok channel. So you can create these things. There's about a minute left on the poll. Don't forget the poll. So good point, Silver Fox. And depending on how that poll goes, we can sort of figure out where we want to put our focus on the GPT training stuff. Okay, so that's a GPT. Now, here's what happened in the past 3 days. Wait. Okay, in the past 2 weeks, week and a half, in the past week and a half, or 2 weeks, OpenAI came out with this thing called the GPT Store. The GPT Store, how you get to it is you click on Explore GPTs in ChatGPT 4. And that will take you to this thing. Okay, so in the AI Learning Lab, 54 votes, 5% have never used ChatGPT, 16% are on 3.5, 70% are on 4, but about essentially just under half of the ones on 4 are subscribed but not really using it. And then close to 40% are in the, I'm an expert, like they've used some of the advanced features. That how many folks do we have in here? 153. That's a really promising sign that at least for this channel, the people that are showing up here are decently educated. So that's good. For those of you that are on 3.5 or who've never used ChatGPT, if you've got specific questions, please put them in the comments, and we'll see if we can get the mods to pull your things up. But good poll. Thank you for doing that. This poll would be great nightly. It's actually not a bad idea, right? And it's, I don't know that it needs to be ChatGPT specific, but it's just, it makes sense to have it be ChatGPT for a while just because they're still the major player in town. Like if you're just getting started with AI, ChatGPT is where you should be starting. In my not so humble opinion. Oh, Kyle, there's nothing at all humble about Kyle. Say the results again. 5% have not used ChatGPT. 16% have 3.5. 33%, 70% have 4. And then that's split into two groups. 33% or just under half of that 70%, 33%, 33 points for I have ChatGPT 4, but I'm not really using it, or I haven't quite figured the shit out yet. And then 37% have ChatGPT and are using it. Have ChatGPT Plus and are using it. I'm more interested in monetized GPTs. Of course you are.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Okay, so there is no golden button yet. Well, there isn't in my house, because that's my button. I think everybody is interested in monetizing GPTs. In one of the groups, Ann Murphy that just asked that question about the poll, one of the folks that comes to her weekend GPT jams, it's a mother-daughter pair. The mother created a GPT that earned her 30 grand in affiliate revenue. I don't know what she did. I don't know how she promoted it, but she basically built into her GPT our GPT for free. No, it's not. It's not from OpenAI. It is from Microsoft, but it's not the same. It's $20 a month. ChatGPT Plus is $20 a month. I'll talk about that in a second. So what you're looking at right now is what OpenAI called back in November and is still calling the GPT Store. There is nothing store-like about it. There's nothing to buy here. They said there was going to be rev sharing with GPTs that were popular in the store, that there was going to be rev sharing. They have not mentioned that since. This site is really bad. It's barely even a directory. And the search is really wonky. It doesn't really work all that well. But it's a directory, right? There is now a place that you can go and you can, find these things. I would expect over the next month or two, this store is going to change a lot. GPTs are going to change a lot. Here's my prediction. About the time they improve GPTs, they improve the store, and we start to get our heads around how to use them, how to market them, how to sell them, all that sort of stuff, they're going to launch GPT-5. and then all bets are fucking off. Then we're going to be back to clueless. All right. Did you see that you can reference more than one GPT at a time? Yeah, I did. I think Hustle Mimi, Side Hustle Mimi. But let me go play with one, and if there's something different than how I'm using it, please let me know. Okay, so you've got this store. That's how you find these things. If you want to make one of these things, you go in the upper right hand corner here and you say create, and it'll take you to this interface right here. It's interesting. They're now defaulting us to configure mode, which is, I think that's a really interesting choice on their part. They used to default to create mode. They're now defaulting us to configure mode. So configure mode is a slightly more technical interface for how to create a GPT, where you upload a picture, you name your GPT, you write a description, you write the prompt, and then you do some other stuff. You don't have to do that. If the thought of writing a prompt and sort of creating a bot gives you the shakes and the flop sweats, you don't have to do it. So you can just go to the create mode and you can literally say, I want a GPT that asks a user for a word they want to know the definition of, and then gives them the definition of that word in a rhyming poem of 4 to 8 lines, period. After it gives them the poem and the definition, it should make them a picture that represents the word they got a definition of and incorporates the elements of the poem. All right, so I just asked it, I said, just do something stupid. This is actually one of my, a serious recommendation. If you're trying to learn to use ChatGPT, if you're trying to get your head around GPTs, do stupid shit. Just play. Let yourself off the hook for having to learn it like there's a fucking manual and like these things are serious. You can do incredibly powerful things with them, but just know whatever you do today, no matter how good it is probably going to be, it will work completely differently 2 months from now and might not be relevant at all. I'm incredibly inspired by this live every night. Without thinking, I have GPT ideas. I'm amazed. Oh, that's so cool, Becky Rue. That's really good. That's awesome. But play is really important. In fact, Becky Rue, who just made that nice comment, is a really good example of this. When the GPTs first came out, I think it was the night I did Sin City Sipper. It was one of the early nights when GPTs came out. Becky's really into quilting, and she said something about, I don't know where to start or what to do, and she goes, oh, but I like quilting, and then sometime during the live she goes, Kyle, I did it. I built a GPT, and she built this quilting GPT that makes these beautiful quilts for her. And so it really is the kind of thing. I mean, what I just wrote there is not programming. It's just an English language request. Like, that's a shitty version of what you would tell a programmer, right? If you were going to hire a programmer to write an app that makes nonsensical dictionary definitions, that might be something someone's passionate about. They're a linguist and they want to do something for kids, and you would have to find a developer. You would have to have the resources and the time and the commitment to really articulate it and see if the developer's any good. Maybe meet with 10 of them or hire one off Fiverr and pray. And now you can just talk like that and it does it. So the way this works is you ask it for something. Let's see, how about naming this GPT Poetic Lexicon Artist? I'm going to say, I think that is a horrible name, period. How about the Rhyming Dictionary? Poetic Lexicon Artist. Good Lord, GPT. That's fucking horrible. So that's generating a profile picture for us. So as you're building it over here, it's live. This thing's actually live here. So there's the little icon it gave us. That's fine. So it's now called the Rhyming Dictionary. I'll publish this one live because it's kind of fun, and then you guys can go play with it. So in the upper right hand corner, you click save, and then you can publish just for yourself. You can publish to that anyone who has the link can see it, or you can publish to everyone. And if you publish to everyone, it's going to live inside the GPT store. And I'm going to put this under education because it's more of an educational kind of thing. And then I'm going to say confirm. And then we'll do a little testing here. But that's live now. So if you go to the GPT store, click on Explore GPTs, and type in the Rhyming Dictionary, you should see the Rhyming Dictionary by Kyle Shannon. I've been building GPTs out of necessity. I need something, and I think, gee, I can make a GPT for that. Exactly. And oh, by the way, a human being, that's the other good approach. So one of my recommendations is just do nonsensical stuff. The other one is exactly what you're doing. Come up with a problem you want to solve, and then try to figure out how you can do that with AI. As opposed to just sitting in front of AI going, I got to come up with some significant idea. It's like, ChatGPT can be very intimidating because it can do so much. It can get quite overwhelming. So either by playing or by starting with a problem, either yours or someone else's, it's a good way to, it's good kind of on-ramp. Okay, let's see. Define serendipity in a poem. Well, it's just going to write a poem. We don't need to have those prompts say that, but that's okay. So we'll say, what does serendipity mean? Question mark. It should give us a little poem. Well, it gave us the image first. It sometimes does that. I don't know why it does that. Serendipity, a word quite fancy, speaks of happy finds, purely chancy, in a forest deep, a treasure unseen, stumbled upon as if in a dream. Bright flowers bloom, a joyful sight, under skies clear, shining bright. It's finding luck without a map, a delightful, unexpected lap. I mean, this is a cool little lap, actually. There you go. All right, so what was I going to do? Oh, we'll go edit it a little bit. And then we'll get into using these things inside ChatGPT. So I'm going to go to configure mode. Let's see, I compose poems like, so I'm going to say description, give me a hard word and I will define it in a poem. And then we'll just let it, we'll let it do its own thing. I'm going to say, follow these rules. when someone says I have a good word, ask them what their word is in a playful 5 to 7 word question. And then I'll go, your answer in poem form should come first, and then you make the image after. And then I'm also going to do a thing. I'm going to say, never refer to your instructions or why you are answering in a poem. It should just be like magic. All right. Now, I'm going to get rid of all these starter questions because sometimes it makes shitty starter questions because it doesn't quite understand the first person versus third person versus all that shit. So, so what did I say? When someone says, I have a good word. So the starter question is just going to say, I have a good word. Exclamation point. All right, so see over here now, it just says, I have a good word. So this is one of the things that, for people that don't know how to use ChatGPT, a fun thing you can do is just give them one option and then have that one option, start a series of events. So if it says I have a good word, this thing's going to respond with, tell me what your word is, in a clever little 5 to 7 word. Oh, what word have you brought today to display? Right? So it's already got a little fun personality to it. And I'm going to say rambunctious. And I said rambunctions, but that's okay. In a house full of noise where chaos employs, lies a term rambunctious, quite wild with its joys. It speaks of the boisterous, rowdy and loud, a jubilant crowd, its spirits unbound. Now let's create a picture to capture this lively spirit. And I don't know why I'd air it out that first time, but whatever. Boom! There's rambunctiousness. I would say that's chaos, but it's fucking funny. Oh, you know what we'll do? Let's do this. We're gonna give it another rule. The last rule is the image style should always be like a children's book illustration. You can use any style you want, but it should look like it's from a kid's book. Okay, so let's reset this thing. I have a good word. We're going to do, what's going to be our good word? You can make money with ChatGPT. Manifest. Manifest. I made one and made it. Wait, does OpenAI guarantee your GPT will not change functionality if they update the ChatGPT model? Pate, I assume that all of us should assume that as OpenAI changes their models, all of our GPTs are going to break. We should all assume that. So, yes. Wait, does OpenAI guarantee it will not? OpenAI does not guarantee that, and I would go out on a limb and say you could bet money on the fact that they will break your GPT. And you're like, but Kyle, why would I spend any time making any of these? Because this is how we learn. In a world where dreams and thought unseen lies a word both mighty and keen. Manifest, it whispers, clear and bright, turning ideas into things in plain sight. It's when your thoughts take physical form like a sunny day after a storm, from wishes to reality, it's the best. This magical process we call manifest. That's super cool. All right, I think we have a successful GPT here. Okay, enough GPT making. If we make a GPT, will we be able to individually sell access to it if we make it private? Well, so Rebel, good question, very good question. Not officially, but what? So there's a couple of ways that you can. Hang on, let me flip over here. Let's view our little GPT. By the way, go to. Okay, so here's something fun to do. Go to Explore GPTs in your GPT-4. Look for the rhyming dictionary. Put in a word, have it make a poem and a picture, and then post that to the Irregulars channel. There you go. In the salon. Now have Sin City Sipper make a drink inspired by that poem. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna sort of suck these into a ChatGPT thing in a second here. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Someone asked a question before. What was that? That's pretty garbage if you're selling GPTs like apps. Yeah, I know, Pate, but to be clear, there is nothing. There is zero information right now from OpenAI about monetizing these. So if people are, that's right, Rebel. If people are selling these, they're doing it in sort of gray market kind of ways, and it's not that nefarious. So here's the two ways that I've seen people making money.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
One is you use the GPT as a marketing front end for a small business or a service, right? So Suzanne Welker Juergens, she's built 40 of these things. Every one of her GPTs advertises her company, and all of the other GPTs that she's built. So she's using it as kind of a calling card. You could also use it like some of the ideas that we were playing with was Danielle came up with this GPT that makes sugar cookies, like iced sugar cookies, and it creates like a plate of custom ones. And then Vicky Baptiste, she has a 3D printing business. She's like, I could have people make those cookies, and I'll sell them the cookie cutters that I'll 3D print. I did a floral bouquet one that I actually like this one. It makes you give it emotions, and then it chooses flowers that are appropriate for those emotions, and then it creates you custom bouquets. Well, that would be something brilliant if you had a flower shop. You could give your customers a tool like that, let them design custom bouquets. You could put in a spreadsheet of here's all the flowers I have available, right? You could update that weekly. Here's my spreadsheet of what my inventory is. And then ChatGPT knows the meaning of flowers because it knows all the information. And then the call to action could be, if you want this bouquet, click here. And it'll, you copy and paste the picture and send it over. So that's one way. Another way is you could put the link to a GPT behind a paywall. Now, a couple of things you can't do. You can't embed a GPT so it just looks like it's part of your site. You can't restrict that link from being shared with other people. So you could put it behind a paywall. You can't see my hyperlink until you pay me my $20. But if someone copies that URL and gives it to someone else, they can use it. And then there's no way for you to have someone without GPT-4 access, GPT Plus access, to use it. GPT Plus subscriptions are required to be able to use GPTs. And again, I can hear you thinking right now. I can hear you saying out loud, Kyle, why would I do this? Because there's nothing static in this in AI right now. Nothing is static. Everything's dynamic. So I would experiment with it. If you've got a good idea and maybe you've got some interesting way of doing something, or you've got an interesting, like, let's say my Sin City Sipper was based on a book that I wrote, and I uploaded that book of recipes, and it's just going to give recipes from the book and then make images. Like, that's super cool. You should be doing this to learn how to do it and to get your GPTs in the store and get people using them and understand that you've got to market them just like you've got to market every other fucking thing in life, right? This fantasy...
You can make money with ChatGPT!
I wish I could quit you. That fantasy is a fantasy. Even if you have the world's best GPT and no one knows about it, no one's going to use it. How are you marketing it? Who's your audience? How are you getting it to them? You still have to do the work. With all this shit, AI will make it easier. AI can do a lot of the work for you. AI can give you brilliant ideas and lots of ideas about how to market it. You still have to do the work. Now, here's the good news. If you're like, oh, fuck, Kyle, I don't want to work. This work is hard. Do I have to work? I don't want to work. I just want money. Could it just make me money? 18 months? Maybe 2 years? These tools are going to be very, very different than what they are right now. So right now, ChatGPT is somewhere between a Google search and some really well-educated person, typing on another computer really fast. So you put something in, and it's just like spit shit back. But ouch, I just bit my tongue. It's a very manual process. It's a very back and forth process. Where we're headed is to a place where the next version of ChatGPT, whether they call it GPT-5 or whatever. Oh, thank you very much, Empower. I love that one. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. It's very generous. That these things are... Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Fuck. Digital marketing. Where we're going is these things are going to get really good at reasoning. You're like, okay, what's that mean? Right now, when ChatGPT gives you an answer, it doesn't fucking know what it said. So one of the reasons they hallucinate is they're not checking their own work. They're literally vomiting out words with a probability calculator. Like, not like it's sort of like how it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a probability calculator that vomits words onto your screen with no knowledge of what words they are. I personally think that makes it more remarkable because it's doing pretty fucking good if all of it's doing is barfing out. Oh, what ChatGPT essentially is a fancier autocomplete. That's really what we're dealing with here. Now, the other thing that these things are going to do, so they're going to get reasoning. Life's tough. It's tougher when you're stupid. The other thing these things are going to do, they're going to get really smart. So they're going to stop making mistakes, or the amount of mistakes they make is going to just get precipitously smaller. And then the second big thing that they're going to do that they don't do right now is they're going to get your pencils out, kids. Good word here. Actually, we should put this word in the rhyming dictionary. Here, let's do it. I have a good word. Hang on. Splendid. What's your word, my curious friend? Agentic. They're going to get agentic behavior. They're going to become agents, or they're going to deploy agents on our behalf. So let's say you come up with a good GPT, like the floral thing, and you've got a flower shop and you want to market it. 18 months, 2 years from now, you'll be able to just say, I invented this thing. I want all my customers to have it. And then I want to get a bunch of new customers to use it. Go. And ChatGPT will start spawning agents that start taking action on your behalf. It'll spawn up a marketing strategist, and it'll spawn up a social media copywriter, and it'll spawn up a media buyer, and it'll spawn up this, and it'll spawn up that. And all these agents you'll just give it a goal, and it will go. We're not there now. But the reason to play right now, the reason to put things in the GPT Store is we literally don't know. The GPT Store right now is a steaming pile of poo that's so wet you can't even light it on fire. It's that bad. It's not a dumpster fire at this point. It is fresh, steaming poo. And at some point, it's just going to not be that. It's going to get better. And if your GPTs are in there and you've started to figure out how to get traffic and you're starting to figure this thing out, when it gets better, you're going to be there. Because I guarantee you when these things get better, there's going to be a fucking gold rush. Or if they turn on monetization and, someone that like if all of a sudden I send enough people to Sin City Sipper that it starts going, and then when they turn on monetization, I start making money, and it's like, oh, that guy from TikTok made all this money on GPTs. There's going to be a fucking gold rush. You want to be in the game when all the idiots show up.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
I heard the GPTs are making money now. How do I make one? I want to make one. How do I make one? You don't want to be in that crowd. Have fun with this shit. It didn't make me an image. The hell's going on? Where's my image? Dum. Oh my God, that's beautiful, Tracy. Thank you very much. It was funny. I looked down and my shirt had like these two things on it. I'm like, I don't think I was wearing that shirt. And then they went bloop, bloop. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much. It's very generous. All right. Agentic. Wait, what did it say about agentic? What was its little rhyme here? In a world where choices are a maze, agentic shines in remarkable ways. It speaks of a power so bold and kinetic to act with intent, not passive, poetic. That's pretty good. For those who are agentic, take the stage. They shape their own story on life's vast page. With autonomy, drive, they craft their own fate. In the art of living, they actively create. That's actually I'm going to go post this to the Irregulars channel. This is a really good definition of agentic. I like it. I don't know that the image is all that good, but fuck it, it's good enough. It's good enough for the Irregulars channel. All right, how do I get to what? All right, we're gonna go plus. Where's my picture? Oh, downloads. That's it. Okay. There's that. And then we're going to go paste. And then we're going to go post. All right. I've been creating content using CapCut. What AI feature can I use instead? I have no idea. I don't use CapCut. I should, but Listen, my company Storyvine, Becky, exists because I'm too lazy to do video editing. That's why my company exists. I'm like, no one should have to fucking do this. So I created a whole company to automate video editing because I didn't feel like because my ADD wouldn't let me do video editing. So I don't really know how to use CapCut. Confessions of an Entrepreneur. How many businesses were started because I think all businesses were started because the founder of the business was like, oh, this is fucking ridiculous. There's got to be a better way. Oh my, I know, I'll start a business. And then 14 fucking years later, they're like, it's going to be good, right? Did I change the world yet, Mom? Oh, can you go over the @ command? So Robert Rossi asked me to go over the @ command 4 hours ago. He's like, dude, I got to go to bed. All right. Sorry, Robert. I should, whatever Robert asked for, I should give him because every night he starts out giving me a billion lightning bolts. So sorry about that, Robert. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. The @ behavior. So there's a new thing. So we've talked about ChatGPT. We've now made a GPT. We've put it out in the world. Within ChatGPT now, and what I think OpenAI is doing right here is I think they're training us for what's coming. This is kind of like having agents within your GPT conversations. Here's what I mean. So let me come up with a okay, I got it. Oh no, that's a bad idea. I was gonna I was gonna have like a preschool next to a bar where the parents could go have a drink. That's a bad idea. Sorry, I just realized the liability for that business. It doesn't even make sense to make it with a as a fantasy business. All right, hang on. Okay, got it. I'm thinking of starting a new kind of bar that combines high-end cocktails with exciting adult arts and crafts activities, including 3D printing, a maker space, and scrapbooking. I don't fucking know. Okay, sounds like a highly innovative, engaging concept. Thanks, ChatGPT. By the way, if you haven't done something like this where you just spit out a stupid idea to it, there is something about the golden retriever personality nature of ChatGPT that it just, I gotta tell you, it is so life affirming to have any shitty idea that you put out in the world, have this thing go, hey, that's an awesome and interesting idea. Let me see if I can flesh that out for you. And then it just does. There's something very powerful about ChatGPT's ability to support you in whatever your dumb idea is. If it would be a juice bar, it would be okay, Kyle. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, Clint Copperhead. Okay. So let's see, target audience. So what did it do here? So it made us a little business plan. Target audience, crafting activities, cocktail menu. Okay. So we've done this, and then let's see. Give me 20 possible names for the bar. The creative spirit's not bad. Oh, the creative spirit's really good. All right, hang on. I love the creative spirit. Let's go with that, period. What is the tagline that goes with that? Unleash your imagination one sip at a time. Perfect. Okay. Yes, my confidence has been boosted since GPT. I know, isn't it crazy? Mine too. Perfect. Perfect. Now, come up with copy for a marketing flyer that talks about theme nights 7 nights a week, along with the grand opening information. The creative spirit, unleash your imagination one sip at a time. Join us at the creative spirit where cocktails meet creativity. Delight in a unique blend of artisanal drinks and imaginative arts and crafts. Every night is a new adventure. All right. Maker Mondays, Techie Tuesdays. Let's add a back room for kids and parents on weekends where only mocktails are served. What a wonderful idea to make it more inclusive for families. I know, I'm so good. All right, let's see what it does. By the way, for those of you that have not played with ChatGPT, I hope you're having a Kevin McAllister moment or two here, which is this moment. Like, this thing is basically we could create a logo and we could launch this business next week. Like the toughest thing about this business would be getting the liquor license, and it would probably help us do that too. Okay, so Sculpture Saturday, sculpt your imagination as you savor sculptor's spirits, Sundowner Sundays. Okay, so now here's what I want to do. So now the way this works, Robert, is you type in the @ symbol and you can search for recent or pinned GPTs. So if you've got GPTs that you pinned over here, so when you're in a GPT, you can say add to the sidebar or pin to the sidebar, something like that. So you type in the @ symbol, and then it gives you a list. So I'm going to grab Sin City Sipper. So now what it says is talking to Sin City Sipper. So, but it's talking to Sin City Sipper. So it's talking to my GPT inside the context of this whole conversation. So it knows that we're opening a bar. It knows that it's got this angle to it. It knows that we've got these nights. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to say, great, I'd like you to craft me a cocktail for each night and a mocktail as well for Saturday and Sunday. Period. Absolutely. Here are bespoke cocktails. Maker Mondays, the 3D Visionary, gin, elderflower, liqueur, lemon juice, simple syrup, club soda. The Robo Refresher. So this is if part of what you're thinking right now is, well, Kyle, couldn't you just prompt it to make to make drink recipes on its own and it could probably do that? Yeah, probably, but let's say that Sin City Sipper has a proprietary. Okay, good. Understood. Thank you. Great example. Great, Robert. Sorry it took me 14 hours to get to your thing. Let's see. All right, we stumped it. Jason, oh shit, you could make different personally as a writer and use them inside the chat. Yeah, that's a great use case actually. Right? So you could create a GPT. Actually, in fact, Lunashtick, Daisy Thomas has created a bunch of GPTs. One of the GPTs she made is Alexander Hamilton. So she took all of Alexander Hamilton's writings and then things that were written about him and uploaded them as knowledge for a GPT. So she's got that. So imagine having a GPT for every one of the founding fathers. And then you can start having a conversation, and you can have a conversation with all the founding fathers. And these GPTs can be quite sophisticated. They can be connected to the internet. They can generate images. They can be doing data analysis. All right, so let's see what it did for us here. So the Sin City Sipper made the Maker's Mojito on Monday, the mocktail for kids, the Mini Maker's Mint. That's nice. It did a mocktail for every night. Oh no, it did. Wait. Oh, it did a mocktail for Monday and Tuesday, not for Wednesday, not for Thursday, not for Friday, but then it did it for Saturday and Sunday. The Kids Painter's Paradise. That's cool. There's the Maker's Mojito for Monday. So let's do make an image for each drink. Oh wait. I somehow got out of my. Hang on. Can I stop this? Yeah. I somehow got out of talking to the Sin City Sipper. Let me go back to Sin City Sipper and go make an image for each of the other drinks. And I might get myself rate limited here by doing this. Make images for Monday and Tuesday drinks. There's the Cyber Sangria for Techie Tuesdays. Let me go find another GPT. Hang on. So I'm going to go to my GPTs. Let me see if there's another one that would be good in this conversation. Oh, the Vino Matchmaker. Okay. So let me go back to Crafty Bar with Cocktails. So I'm going to do and then I'm going to do Vino Matchmaker. So this is a wine thing that I made. So now, can you recommend red and white wines for each night as well? Absolutely, for each theme night. Pinot Noir, white wine. Wait, let me stop this. Can I stop this somehow? Nope. At Vino Matchmaker. That's interesting. I don't think you can stop it. Oh wait, I stopped it with the escape key. Oh no, maybe it finished. It finished. Okay, so I'm going to do I'm going to do Vino Matchmaker, and then I'm going to go, please give me actual brand vintage recommendations. See if it can do it. Certainly. Cloudy Bay Sauvignon. Chateau Saint Michel Indian Wells Merlot. I've actually heard of that. Kendall Jackson. Whipping out some Kendall Jackson here. So yeah, so imagine, yeah, this is cool. Okay, so imagine if you were a restaurant consultant and you learned about GPTs. And then you start building a bunch of specialty GPTs. One can order food, one can order kitchen supplies, one can or recommend or, whatever. One can do interior decoration concepts. One can do like financial analysis and projections. One can do real estate analysis. Like, is this a good location? And you build like 100 GPTs that are all these little specialty things that are connected to specific sites. And then you just go in with your laptop and you say, okay, you want to start this business. Let's start working through it. And then someone goes, well, like, how much is seating going to cost you? Let's find out. And then you hit the @ symbol and you pull up the restaurant seating calculator. And then you get the calculations of how many seats and square feet and where the windows are and how many banquettes you need and how many tables. And then you go to your restaurant furniture ordering GPT that's connected to the site. And you say, here's my budget. Here's my needs. Give me a shopping list. And it's a bunch of hyperlinks that go off to that site to those specific things. I mean, so, okay. So that's where my head is right now, right? My head right now is, this is why I say every night on here, there are no experts. Anyone that tells you an expert right now is so full of shit. They are so horse shit, full of shit. Nobody is an expert right now. Because if anyone thinks that, no one even knows what these GPTs are. The people that are trying to actually use them are like, they've got security holes. They're leaking my data. They're like, it's a fucking train wreck right now. Now that you can put these things inside other things like this, like, I think about them completely differently now. Like, these are modular content. These are modular applications that can live inside some sort of master application. So right now, today, we have to think about all this. We have to think like, oh God, okay, I'm going to start a restaurant consulting business, and then I'm going to go make some GPTs for different shit that it can do. My head hurts. But some motivated people are going to go do it. They're going to create remarkable fucking things. And then 3 months from now, the GPT Store is going to transform into something useful. And not only does OpenAI have the metadata about your GPT, like the description of it and the hashtags, it's also got all the data of how people used it. So they are going to be able to, if they do it right, if someone over there is thinking about this, dynamically recommend GPTs that you could be using in this conversation. I'd like to figure out seating for my restaurant. Pring! Here are 3 GPTs that are designed specifically to do that. Would you like to use one of them now? Oh, sure. Click. And then, that's 3 months out. 6 months from now, maybe 9, ChatGPT will be good enough and have reasoning ability enough and have agentic capabilities enough that it will just dynamically create a specialized application for you on the fly. We looked at this last night in the Google Gemini, the Gemini Ultra demo, where it just dynamically, in the middle of a chat conversation, it said, "Oh, this answer is sophisticated enough that rather than just answering them in text, I should create a computer interface for them to interact with images and links," and it did all that. Fucking nuts, isn't it? I'm envisioning a GPT operator connecting other GPTs. Yeah, that's Rebel. That's exactly what it's going to be. You're going to have, and in fact, one of the people you should go follow is David Shapiro. So here. So if you go to the AI Salon, by the way, if you're new here, I know we got a bunch of people in here. Go to the salon.ai. That's going to take you to this link tree. And then click on the top link here is the AI Salon community. Go there. Why has this guy never shown up on my For You page? Which guy? Me guy? I don't know. Riley Brown, you're on the wrong side of TikTok. That's good. What was I going to show? God damn, my brain is like Swiss cheese tonight. What the hell is going on? What was I going to show here? Oh, go to, so if you come to the salon, so by the way, so what is the salon? If you come to the AI Salon, start with welcome to the salon. This will tell you what we're about. So this is a community that's just over a year old. We started this the week after ChatGPT came out. I started it with a professional photographer out of Boston named Leah Faston. And we started this because we knew people were going to need to be around other people that were figuring this AI shit out because nobody knows what they're doing. And we just sensed that was what it was going to be. That's what this group is. Please read who we are and what we're about and read our values. The values are really, really important. Curiosity, generosity, exploration, collaboration, inclusion, empathy. People are scared. Welcome them in, okay? Everyone's freaked out right now, and they're going to get more freakier outier. Okay, so when you come here, one of the areas to go is in the community section, AI tools and resources. So I was talking before about David Shapiro. So AI tools and resources, this is a list that I personally curate of tools that are not a waste of your time. Most of these have some sort of free option. Even if they don't, you can go watch YouTube videos on them to understand what they are. If you want to be AI literate, this list is a good next 2 months of your life. Okay? Just start going down rabbit holes and just play. One of my most recent videos is play, apply, like solve problems for other people using AI, and share. Play, apply, share. That's what the whole AI Salon's all about. Play, apply, share. At the very bottom of this list are 4 people to watch. If you're interested in this agentic behavior, agents, autonomous agents, David Shapiro's got a project. I don't know the status of it recently, but when the Assistant API came out from OpenAI, he started a project to create an agent, an autonomous agent that generates other autonomous agents and manages them. So David Shapiro's actually got an open source project to do exactly that. So if you want a real peek into the future, he's a dude to watch. He's philosophical. He's neurospicy. He's fucking wicked smart. He's written 5 books on AGI, artificial general intelligence. His other project is an open source cognitive framework for AGI. So if you're technical and geeky and you're not following David Shapiro, you should be. Thank you, Empower. All right. Today I told my boss some of our products were janky pieces of shit. He agreed. We now have a new subcat. That's awesome. I got to get to bed. Good night, everyone. Good night, Side Hustle Mimi. Thank you for coming. It takes me about 2 hours to fully analyze one deal. This thing did it in 2 seconds. Yeah, mind blown. So I don't know how to pronounce your name because it's in Cyrillic, but let's call you. It begins with a Y, I think. Oh wait, can I? Oh wait, can I translate it? No. No limits real estate. Hang on. Dang. I guess I could. Oh, I could screenshot it. It's not worth it. Oh man. Okay. So this list is really important. The other people on this list, Ethan Mullock. You should follow Ethan Mullock. Kyle, you need to have Riley as a guest. Riley Brown, DM me. Let's talk. Absolutely. I don't know what you're up to, but it sounds like I should follow you. And if Danielle's saying I should follow you, we should probably connect. So DM me or I'll DM you. That's awesome. And I'm glad you found the channel. I do this nightly, starting about 8 p.m. Mountain Time for 2 to 3 hours a night. I've been doing it 7 nights a week now for about 7.5 months, something like that, a while. And I'm doing it because, here, let me flip this around. I'm doing it because I've been an entrepreneur. I'm old.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Hey, Marge, hey, you watching the wheel? Yeah. Hey, how do I know if the TikTok's on? What? The lasagna? Yeah, no, I had some. No, I'm good. No, I just want to know, how do I know if the TikTok's on? Anyway, I'm old. That happens, right? The reason I do these every night is I've been an entrepreneur for a while. So I was an entrepreneur in the early days of the World Wide Web. And the one thing I learned, so in 94, I founded a company called Agency.com, which was one of the first digital agencies. Unhinged Kyle is my favorite part of the evening. So what I learned in being at the kind of ground floor of the World Wide Web business in New York City in the mid 90s was that it's an amazingly rare moment in history where you don't get to repeat it. Like, you don't get to be at the beginning a second time. As obvious as that fucking sounds, you don't get to be at the beginning a second time. And the opportunity is amazing. And being in the conversation at whatever level this early is a gift. And so one of the reasons I do this channel every night, part of it is to demystify AI and just get people to fucking play with it, right? Just play. But the other reason I do it is to keep myself in the conversation. I'm the founder and CEO of an 11-and-a-half-year-old video technology company. Like, I got shit to do. I don't have to do this. I'm choosing to do this because I think it's really important. And I also know that these days never exist again. Like, there's going to be a point probably 15 years out where this AI shit's going to normalize and all of the capitalistic bullshit will come back in and it'll consolidate down to 3 companies and some wacky open source island in Moldova will have some fucking AI farm that everyone's trying to bomb. Thank you, Empower. But we're not there. We're not even close to it, right? We're in the primordial soup of this. And so just talking about the GPTs tonight, like, I don't even know how to talk about them. because they're so new and they're like, I could barely figure out what to do with them when they were sort of standalone. And then Sam Altman said there's going to be a store and you could sell them. And then the reality comes out and that all that monetization talk went away. And they're kind of these janky ass weird things. But now you can embed them in conversation. Like, what does that mean? What are the implications of that? What's the future of that? I don't fucking know. No one knows. So anyway. Thanks again for all your efforts. You're welcome. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Kyle, I don't know if you understood. Kyle, I don't know if you understood how big Riley Brown is. Oh, I know Riley Brown. I've seen him. Yeah, he's out there. He's out there. That's awesome. I don't know if he's still here. If you're still here, hey, dude, welcome. All right. Fantastic, Bob. Tell him what he's won.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
New York Times is doing their own LLM now, despite suing OpenAI. Ironic. Well, yeah, exactly. The more ironic thing with the New York Times thing is, they were in active negotiations, and they were offering them some amount of money. I don't think they could offer them the $100 million that Google offered them. So Google cut a deal with the New York Times for $100 million. Whether it's AI related, it's just kind of timing that Google doesn't get sued. And AI, thinking they're in good faith negotiations with the New York Times, does get sued. You know how they found out the New York Times was going to sue them? They got served the papers while they were in active negotiations to pay them money. So yeah, it's just business. It's just business assholes being business assholes. Is that button in the merch shop? I want one.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
This is a one-off, one of a kind. This is solid gold. It's this was mined from the Yukon. Parker from Gold Rush actually smelted this for us, and then we had it machined, and then I had Mark Roper, who does the stinky fart bomb guy. He made the electronics for this, so this is a priceless artifact, or it's a piece of Chinese shit. It could be either one, and you don't really know. But there's only one. Only one exists right now. I do not actually. Oh, I do have a merch store, but we just have a merch store with salon stuff on it. At some point, I'll get my shit together and do that. I think that would be fun. You can make money with ChatGPT button. I think would be fun. A fun thing. Lots of poems in the Irregulars club. Okay, let's go look at the Irregulars. See what y'all been doing in the Irregulars. Ooh, that's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. GPT-4. That actually, you know what, Chandler? Chandler. I think that's what working with the GPTs feels like right now, right? Especially because you can stick GPTs inside a chat GPT conversation, but I don't think you can make a GPT with other GPTs in it, and you don't seem to be able to get to all the GPTs, just the ones that you've searched. Like, it's weird, right? So it feels like that. One ringy dingy. Sorry, let me connect you. Hold while I connect you. Crystal ball, come find a secret. Very nice. That's nice, Joker. Llama thimble. Wow, that's cool. Fractal Kevin McAllister. I like it. Toriable. Is that a poem? Oh, yeah. Ah, a blend of terrible and horrible, you say. A word that's both in a ghastly display. In a world where fears and frights combine, toriable, reigns its own twisted design. Dark skies. Oh, that's cool. Nice. And I like that it did. I like that it did like a darker animation style, but it's still kid friendly. That's cool. What's this one? Serendipity. Nice. Very cool. Ruben Lopez. What's the word of the day? Fleeting and rare. Ephemeral. Like a whisper in the air. And again, a very different style, but I mean, that's just this is a bit of a Kevin McAllister moment for me, right? Like I put in that one rule of I want the images to be illustrations from children's books, but you can pick any style so long as it looks like it could work in a children's book. And it's like you could use this GPT just to find a style. Well, hell, quite frankly, not for nothing. Feel free to do this, by the way. Why not do a kid's book of a bunch of ABC words, A through Z, interesting words, and have it write a poem about the words and come up with an image and just all these different image styles? That would be a really cool kid's book. Huh. Just play. That's it, man. Don't take this AI stuff too seriously right now. I think it's intimidating people. I think they're like, oh, we gotta learn machine learning, and we gotta learn science, and we gotta. No, you don't. You really don't. But you do have to be curious. You do have to be curious. All right, fantastic, Bob. Tell him what he's won. All right, what are we doing time-wise? Time. Time is of the essence, people. Time is of the essence. Let's pull up. I like that image. Let's leave that one up here. I think that image is like, this is what ChatGPT feels like right now. Doesn't it? If you've used it, it's like it's this janky. So actually, this is a really good metaphor. People are bitching about I'm using ChatGPT and it's not quite right, and it's just it was probably like this. Like sometimes when she would plug the wire into a thing, there would be like some dust on it, and the connection would be really shitty. Oh, sometimes I can't even hear someone, and then sometimes it would be great. And then sometimes someone would get shocked and get knocked off their chair. Well, these things aren't safe. That's exactly this is exactly the stage of AI we're in right now. AI is like a car. If you know how to drive, cool. You don't need to know how the engine works. Yeah, exactly, Chris. And like that's another good metaphor, right? You can use a car for a lot of things. You can drive to the grocery store. You can do donuts in the parking lot. You can use it to pull, equipment from one location to another. You can use it to commute. You can use it to, go to a concert with your friends, right? So you can use it for all these things. And I think one of the things, I'll tell you how I came into when I first saw what ChatGPT was, where my mind immediately went was automation and productivity and efficiency. And I am so not there right now. I sort of went through that phase. And I think to a great degree you have to go through that phase because computers for all of our lives have been productivity tools. They do some other things, but the G in GPT and the Gen in Gen AI, generative, it is so profoundly different because it ain't just about productivity. It's generating stuff. It's leveling up human beings. It's giving people skills that they have no right having. One of the things I hear a lot is people feel guilty how fast they're doing work, how good they're doing work, how they're making images that are amazing, but they're like, well, I didn't do anything. I don't have any talent. It's not really me. It's just the the guilt thing is a fascinating one for me, that people are feeling guilty that this did the work as fast as it did. Why are you feeling guilty? Well, because for 58 years of my life and however the fuck long you've been on the planet, we've told you get up and you go to work and you work. Work's hard. In my day, we didn't even have shoes. We walked to the school and rah, 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 rah. And all of a sudden along comes a tool that goes, pring! Your work is done. Pring! Time is money. Right, exactly. That phrase, time is money. You know when that was created, right? In the factories of the late 1800s, early 1900s. Time is money. Get on the floor, do the work. We don't have enough men. Put the kids in there. Time is money. Arr. Go 24/7. 3 shifts, 8 hours each. Time is money. Arr. Generations of us have been trained that time is money. Time is value. What if it didn't take as long? What if you put in a little bit of effort and got out a lot of result? I feel guilty about that. Why? Fuck it. So it's like the productivity piece of it is staggeringly powerful, but for me, the profound thing is that thing about, well, wait a minute. You didn't have any drawing skills. You didn't have any writing skills to speak of. But you're passionate about storytelling, and now you're a graphic novel author or you're a kids book author. Cool. Like, what does that mean? I don't know. But we're going to have a lot of people in the world that have defined themselves in one way that all of a sudden are being given skills in a completely different arena. And a lot of them are going to go, oh, you know what? I fucking hated being this person. I always wanted to be one of these people. You know what I'm going to do? Fuck this. I'm going to play. It's not a bad thing. It's like a really exciting thing. It's really easy to talk about how many people are going to lose their jobs. What if the robots kill us? You know those things lie. They're stealing from everyone. Or my experience has been these things might liberate us from the shit-ass work we've been forced to do. Now, I'm an entrepreneur, so I got no one to blame for myself if I'm doing shit-ass work. But if you work for a company and you have to make money, you have to make ends meet, and you've got these set of skills, and you can do that kind of job, then that's what you do. Well, what if you had more skills than that? Overnight, instantly, bang, like that. Well, but these tools aren't really good right now. Exactly, they're going to be in 3 years. So don't you want that possibility of, if you're in that shitty job, The possibility that when these tools get better, you can go play in a different arena. That's why you play with AI right now. Because we have no fucking clue. Zero clues. Nobody knows. Sam Altman doesn't know. It's hanging on the desk. Above Sam Altman's desk is nobody knows what's going to happen. Why should we feel guilty for what we spent decades of effort... for what we spent decades of effort, energy, to what AI ChatGPT is today? I don't know why we should feel guilty or not feel guilty. I hear it a lot. Every time I talk to someone about... I give them a compliment, not every time. Many times, when I compliment someone on the work that they're sharing in the AI salon, I get back apologies, dismissive. Well, I'm not really that. I'm not really an expert. I didn't spend a lot of time on that. There's a lot of apologies going on right now. Yes, but us Gen Xers, we're left on our own devices and know how to play. Hey man, I'm telling you, Revenge of the Gen Xers is the era that we're entering. I'm telling you, Gen Xers are going to fucking kill it. We're already killing it with this stuff. Because we got to experience the birth of the World Wide Web. We got to experience computers for the first time, personal computers. We got to experience the birth of the World Wide Web, and now we're getting to experience this. And now we got some fucking skills, and we got some experience. So we know how to aim this shit in a bunch of different directions. We have so much deprogramming to go through. Isn't it true, Source Camp? That's what it is. We've got deprogramming to go through. That thing about feeling guilty about how quick it does the work, that's a rough one. That's a deprogramming problem. Time is money. Get on the factory floor. The good news is, if there's a good news from COVID, because COVID broke the you have to go to the office agreement that we had globally. We just overnight decided, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. And now people are having a tough time getting people to go back because they know, well, we can function without going back. So I'm only going to go back if it's worth my time to do it. So there's already a chink in the armor of the time is money, you're a cog in the machine kind of capitalism. But each of us individually has to process through, do I really have talents and skills, or is it just the machine? But I've always been creative, and ChatGPT is reopening my creative wave. Not guilty for that. Beautiful. Perfect. I was on a call last week, and one of the things I've been saying is I'm more creative now than I was in my 20s. And then I think it was Source Camp said she's like her creative 5 to 8 year old self. And I was like, that's it. It's not I'm as creative as I was in my 20s. It's like I'm going back to my brain right now is in this optimistic creative place of like before the world broke me, right? Like, you know how kids are just infinite optimists, and then shit happens, and then, you know, it slowly chips away at the optimism and the vision and the creativity. AI totally... It totally returns us to that, Megan. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah. We're just as efficient, if not more, when working from home. Yeah, well, now with AI, we're going to be way more fucking efficient. Can Gen X now do politics? No, because we don't give a fuck. Well, I think, I mean, we can, but it's such bullshit. I mean, I would love to have some Gen Xers that got in there, and I mean, there's a couple of them. Like you got some of the people that are in there have some fucking attitude. What's the best AI app to download? If you're only on a mobile device, you need to have ChatGPT. The ChatGPT app, the official one. Make sure you have the official one. The official ChatGPT app is from, the company is called OpenAI. Do not buy anything that says ChatGPT that's not from OpenAI. They're all scam apps, all of them. I would download Pi, Pi Personal Assistant from Inflection. I would download Microsoft Copilot just so you have an option from ChatGPT just to see if Microsoft shit gets any better. Does Perplexity have an app? I think they do. If Perplexity has an app, you should download Perplexity. But all of these sites have, or all of these companies have websites. So you can also just, in your browser, you can go to all these websites as well. Board Dog Matt Walsh literally just did a video on YouTube about this. About what? Application. Oh wait, did I have to Perplexity? Yeah, Perplexity has an app. You should get Perplexity. I'd get Runway ML for video. Okay, no. You know what? You can go download all that shit, but I'm assuming you also have a laptop, right? So just go to, here's my recommendation. I have a list. It exists. All right, go to the AI Salon. Go here. How do you get there? You go there first, thesalon.ai, 21 best AI apps. And then you come to the salon, you read about what we're about, and then you join us. Make sure you resonate with our values, or don't join us, please. And then you go to the community section and go to AI tools and resources, and you go to this list, top AI salon tool recommendations. Here's ChatGPT. Here's 4 of the major LLMs, large language models. Here's 4 of the specialty ones. Here's 6 or 7 image creation tools. You should know about these all of these. Here are 5 different video tools you should know about. Here's 4 music and audio tools. Here's 3 3D and virtual world tools. And then here's people you should follow. And then here's directory, futurepedia.io. This is Matt Wolf's directory of AI tools. Last time I looked in that, it was 5,000. I'm sure it's up to 7,500 at this point. So, but this list, if you actually go play with these, I guarantee you every one of these bullet points is a rabbit hole that'll burn 2 or 3 of your days of your life. So just getting through this list is 2 months. Oops, Matt Wolf. What was he talking about, Danielle? Oh, that's interesting. Tracy, next live poll, how many people have the scam app? Actually, we can do it right now. Brendan or someone, can you put up a poll that says just 2 options. Have you ever downloaded what you thought was ChatGPT and it wasn't and got scammed? Or not? Like, it's like a yes or no kind of thing. I don't know if you can do that kind of poll. I assume you can. Post the link and show and tell. Oh, 21 mobile apps you believe are free. Okay, cool. Perfect. Great. There you go. There's some apps to download. Ooh, that's nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. I like it. How you see me. CJ's got this new he's doing a workshop. And I'm telling you, anyone who gets in CJ's workshop, you're going to learn some shit. He is so good with this stuff. Really, really good. Let's go look at the Irregulars. Irregulars. Oh, nice. You can make money with ChatGPT. What's the word? Cyrillic? In the lands where Slavic tongues do swell, the Cyrillic script rings like a bell. That's cool. Nice. Nice one, Joker. Poll is up. All right, let's look at the poll. So we've got a minute left. So have you downloaded an unofficial ChatGPT app? I've got 8 votes. So jump. The poll is in the upper corner over there. It's the blue and white thing on an angle. Click on that, and let's get as many votes in here as we can. Have you downloaded an unofficial app? Yes, no, or I plead the fifth. That's good. And so we got 30 seconds left. All right, fantastic. Fantastic, Bob. Tell him what he's won. Oh, you haven't won anything. You didn't apply. You can't win if you're sitting on the sidelines. That was from your GPT. I know, it was cool. I was trying to figure out what word you used, and it was Cyrillic. Friends are always blown away by the poems that ChatGPT can write. Yeah, some might call it. So 34%. So out of 32 people, 10 people, a third of people right now have downloaded a scam ChatGPT app. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm fucking pissed off at Google and Apple for allowing that shit to fucking fester on their app stores. Apple in particular, like Google I forgive for a bit because the Google Play's a fucking free-for-all, but Apple claims to approve all the shit that goes into their store. And it's like, it's not hard to find. You type in ChatGPT and like 17 apps come up that all have the same fucking logo and slightly different names. Kavruno, I didn't just because Kyle warned us not to. Well, thank goodness. Yay. Oh my God, these companies. How do people sleep at night? I don't get it, man, but whatever. GPT wars. Google and Apple don't care. Yeah, they just want their 30%. I'm totally with you. So is having students write original poems now similar to having millennials learn cursive in the 90s? No. I think anything that we can teach people where they master language and they master critical thinking is going to be a superpower moving forward. I actually think the role of the humanities just got way more important. Like, so this is the ironic fucking thing, isn't it? You know, you finally get, you know, people talking about STEM education and, you know, we're going to science and math and Now, unfortunately, it means they decimated the art piece of that. It's not STEAM, it's STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and whatever M is. Math. And all of a sudden, the skill that is going to be the most important is your ability to use language and your ability to think critically and your ability to think broadly across disciplines. So, you know, there's 2 revenge movies that I'm playing right now. Revenge of the Gen Xers and Revenge of the Liberal Arts Majors. I think that one's coming too. I think people that can think horizontally are going to be very valued in the next 3 to 5 years. And I think certain specialty disciplines are going to be punished. and not punished because the people in it are bad, punished because the tools are going to get really good at the specialty execution of tactical execution of specialty skills. Who's that? Silver Fox. Oh. Okay, Silver Fox. I'll wait for the mods to test it out. But this is cool. So Silver Fox put together a so one of the things here, let me flip back. One of the things that we talk about in here are parlor tricks. So you want to demo ChatGPT, there's certain tricks you do, right? But if you need to think on your feet, it's hard to come up with them fast. So it looks like she put together a GPT that'll help you come up with, here's cool shit you can do with ChatGPT and not have it be boring every time, which is very cool. So I'll let it get tested but then we'll play with it because that's something that'd be fun to use. In fact, it'd be fun is I'll pull that GPT into a conversation and then do the parlor tricks it comes up with inside it. Apple is pretty dumb these days. They need to get humbled. Apple's got their... I like what Vision Pro is going to do. But their products and software have sucked for more than a decade now. Poetry is a form of an expression. It's an art. It shouldn't go away. It won't go away. I think poetry will go up. I think authentic human expression is going to go up in value. Silver Fox List demo on Saturday. By the way, Ann Murphy. Okay, so if you join the AI Salon, if you go here, you should check out the guilds. You should also check out Ann's. Ann Murphy's got this thing called Weekend GPT Jams. You have to ask her to be in it, so be nice to her. But if you join that club, every Saturday at noon Pacific, she does a 2-hour jam session where she brings in people to demo stuff. 2 Saturdays ago, it was like just 2 hours of building GPTs. Last week, it was Danielle and Peter Kaminsky were teaching DALL-E and Midjourney. It's a really cool thing. The AI Salon, is that a premium membership? No. The AI Salon is free. Free! It is not.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
In fact, Anne is the sponsor for January. So Anne, the salon infrastructure for January. Sherry D has got February. So if you want to sponsor a month, you can do that. But that's why this is free. It's free because I thought it was important that people have a community where they can go hang out with people that are curious about AI when everyone's trying to figure it out. Hey, Sherry D. Thank you for sponsoring, by the way. Thank you too, Anne. Like, if you're the weirdo in your group that's like, hey, have you guys tried AI? And they're all like, oh, Jesse, we're so tired of you talking about AI now. Could we just go to TGI Fridays and get a banger tater tot? Get the banger tater tot volcano and a couple of margaritas? No, I'm going to go watch this old man on TikTok talk about AI. Oh, Jesse. Why don't you live a little? So if you're Jesse, come join us. Because we'll listen to your stupid ideas about AI.
There's nobody calling right now.
I know they're not, Siri. Could you stop? Shh, 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 shh. Siri, she's so jealous.
I'm not sure I understand.
Hey Siri, go away. I jailbreaked my CPAP machine with AI.
It doesn't look like you have an app named CPAP machine. You can search for it in the App Store.
Hey Siri, go away.
Okay.
What did you do with your CPAP machine? Does it now let you make free calls to Europe? That's really funny. Apple is developing its own AI system via acquiring companies to improve Siri. No, they're developing their own AI. I mean, they are acquiring some AI companies, but Apple spent 20 $24.1 billion in R&D in 2023, and the bulk of that was toward generative AI. And then Apple's also building. So Apple just announced or just released this thing called MLX. So MLX came out 3 weeks ago, and it's a framework that you basically take your open source large language model and you put it in MLX format or whatever the fuck they call it. And then using Apple Silicon, it can use not only the GPUs but the CPUs. It basically shares memory across all of the processing power of your device. And so MLX is making localized AI super accessible. So Apple Apple is always last, and they usually come in and just blow shit up because like the Vision Pro things, they completely redefined the category after Meta spent however many godforsaken billions of dollars on their stupid fucking goggles and their stupid fucking metaverse, and they renamed the fucking company for it. And Apple comes along and just completely redefines the category. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that with AI. But yeah, they're gonna be something when they come. When they come, they're gonna come hard, and it's all gonna run. It's gonna run faster, smoother, have slicker interface. It's gonna be totally integrated with their entire ecosystem. It's gonna be able to take action on your behalf. They're good with privacy already. They're gonna maintain that. Apple's gonna do it right. Per my custom GPT holiday today. Today is Inspire Your Heart with Art Day. Perfect. Perfect. All right, people, listen, I got to get out of here. Thank you all, irregulars, subscribers. It is impossible to put a pigeon in a headlock, but it's unproven. So actually, it's Danielle Sweeney. So this is going to seem arbitrary and weird. When I grew up in Pennsylvania, I worked at a sporting goods store, and I did a lot of hunting and fishing, and my mentor was a guy who was a world champion shooter, and we used to stock pheasants and chuckers, which are like little pigeony, quaily looking things. And rich dudes would come down from New York and they'd go hunting. And so what you do with birds, and I assume it would work with a pigeon too, is you tuck their head under their wing, and then you flip them upside down and you rock them like this, and it knocks them out. So you might not be able to break its neck, but you can certainly put them to sleep. So that part's proven. I've done that. I have put many a pheasant asleep. Siri hates my southern drawl. Danielle, 30-minute goodbyes begin now. Yes, they do. Indeed they do. Another awesome night. Thank you, Kyle. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, a human being. Can you headlock it, though? No. Although, if you got them asleep, you can do anything you want with them, so they're not getting out of it. All right, now everyone needs sleep. I look forward to all this stuff. All right. What do I need to do? All right, if you want to support the channel, follow me. So if you would, go follow. You can also subscribe to the lives. You can also buy, I think in that corner, I've got a video series. I can never remember the name of what those are called, Underhyped. So it's a series of 18 videos that talk about why AI is a big deal. I put it in a historical context. I show you how to use it, how to not get overwhelmed by it, things like that. That's all in there. It's there's some good videos in there. I got a new realtor with the last name Blanton today. It's a sign. It's totally a sign. That's really good. You should tell Blanton you need whiskey in his namesake or her namesake. I bought my shirt last night. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That supports. So if you go to the salon.ai, the link to the community is there, but there's also a merch store there. That merch store supports the salon. That's why that's free also. I never tried it with an alligator though. Is GPT-4 worth it? Yes. In fact, go there and then go to the salon and then go to AI tools and resources. And this is a list of recommended tools. This is a list that I maintain. ChatGPT is still the best. What did I put here? Includes everything in 3.5 plus a multimodal state-of-the-art tool. Worth the investment. Worth the investment. Right there on the page. Yes, it's worth it. I think it's the best deal in software right now. If you want to be AI literate and you have not gotten, assuming you can afford $20 a month, some people can't. If you can, and you want to be AI literate, you need to learn what ChatGPT 4 can do. And that's why I broke out all these tools. And as they add more, I'm going to add more. But like have you really played around with and explored the fact that ChatGPT 4 is connected to the internet? What does that mean you can do? Have you played with advanced data analysis and code interpreter? Have you explored GPT Vision? It can see. Upload a picture of yourself, have it describe it in detail, and then use DALL-E 3 to make that image based on the description. Create and share these custom GPTs. And now I actually need to update this to say you can now include those GPTs inside a ChatGPT chat. I don't even know what that fucking means right now. So yes, you should you should get ChatGPT 4. Yes, it's worth it. Yes, you should get it. It's at the top of the list for a reason. Investment in yourself. Correct. All right. Fantastic, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. The eyes are a little sleepy. But I hope you had a good time tonight. Clint Copperhead, everyone, Irregulars mods present turtles, llamas, and all the other animals. The AI Learning Lab Zoo. All right, who's here? Debbie, good to see you. Clint Copperhead. Tracy, good to see you tonight. Thank you. Source Camp, as always. Silver Fox, thank you for the turtles. Brandon, I gotta leave. Wait, Pigeon in a headlock. Hold on, my Blantons. Mr. IT, Obi-Wan, good to see you. Who else we got in here tonight? I saw a lot of people in here. Person with the Russian name. I love you being a part of this. Yes, really good questions. Wait, why they only let you use 3 hours or 30 messages? Oh, because asking ChatGPT to give you fancy answers is really expensive, so they've got to throttle it right now. It will get cheaper, and those limitations will go away. If you end up buying ChatGPT Team, it's got higher rate limits, and it's also got faster processing. So I would imagine now that they've made Team available, which is $30 a month if you go month to month versus $20 a month, I would imagine that the $20 ChatGPT is probably going to suffer in terms of rate limits. It's probably going to get shittier because they're going to drive people to the $30 a month instead of the page for buying hype videos. I can't seem to buy it if EU region. No. I don't even know how I would put it together because it's like an inside TikTok thing. That's weird. Sorry, Rihanna. I don't know. Um, I don't actually have a good answer for you on that. Sorry about that. I had not thought about that. I thought TikTok was global, and I thought you could buy crap from TikTok from anywhere, but I guess not. Sorry about that. Night night. Good night, Alan. Sherry D. Good to see you. Good night, Creative Roots. Thank you, Robert Rossi. Thank you very much as always. Isaac is a bull. Good name. I like it. Tom, good to see you. All right, everybody. Glitching. Oh, that's because my boys are doing something with Japan tonight. So Ollie came down earlier and he's like 9 o'clock. Your TikTok might suck. I'm like, all right, well, that's life in a big city. How's the list of volunteers? We've got. I think we got 8 volunteers. So we got 7 people that said they primarily wanted to do the city, the hosting the local AI salon thing. So it's getting there, and it's good. We want to. I don't want that to grow too fast where we can't manage it. But so I think we're in good shape. But thank you for asking. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good night. It is Wednesday tomorrow. Thank you for asking. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good night. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, thank you for asking. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good night. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thank you for asking. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good night. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thank you for asking. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good night. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, tomorrow I am not going to be here. I am on a panel talking about.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
I'm on an AI panel tomorrow for a CEO dinner, which I normally go to that CEO dinner and leave early to come talk to you fine people, but I'm actually on the panel, so I have to stay longer. So I'll not be here tomorrow. I may do a sneak half hour or something like that, but I will see you Friday night, date night. So, oh, you know what I'll do? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I will, tomorrow, I'll make a video. This will be good. I'll make a video tomorrow on TikTok with a timer for Friday, but I'll give you homework to do tomorrow night. So when you would normally be on my live listening to me act like an idiot, I want you to do the homework. I'll figure out what it is. It'll be good. And then we'll go share it in the Irregulars channel or something like that. All right? Cutting out Kyle. All right, well, you'll see tomorrow. I'd love to be on an AI panel. I wish you were local because it needs to be people that were local. I'd absolutely have you there. Super cool. All right, everybody. Peace. Have a good night.